Welcome back to Big Fish in the Middle Kingdom. I'm Brendan Davis, your host, and this week's guest is Nigula Babayeva. We spoke today by Skype from the office here in Beijing. She's also in Beijing. We talk about why a little bit in the episode. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with unbelievable air pollution to where no one who did not have to go out, did not want to leave their home. I took a car to work. I only used transit. Anyway, we were determined to do the interview, and I'm glad we did. Nigula has quite a tale. She has survived a lot more than a sandstorm, which is the cause of the pollution today. Nigula was working back home in Azerbaijan as an auditor at a Big Four accounting firm, but she wanted more adventure in her life. She applied for a scholarship to an international MBA program in Beijing, and while she was waiting for a decision from the school, she had a near-death experience, nearly drowning in the Caspian Sea. And then the very next day, Nigula found out she was accepted to this program. So she bought a one-way ticket, she moved to Beijing, and then she told everyone back home she was leaving for the most part. Now, she's been here 2 years, and along the way, between her former job running social media at this restaurant and CrossFit gym mashup called Glow to her current day job as, again, an auditor, Nigula has also applied her lifelong love of athletics to become a serious martial arts practitioner. She won third place in her very first international wushu competition, and she really hasn't looked back. Nigula trains jiu-jitsu with world-renowned competitor and coach Paulo Tavares, among her other pursuits. It is a good talk and a great story. I really hope you enjoy it. But first, let me give you a quick update from our sponsor, Stackry. As you may know by now, Stackry is the global leader in international parcel forwarding from the U.S. to anywhere in the world. The way it works is that you shop at any U.S. retailer, have your packages shipped to your Stackry address, and once everything has arrived, Stackry consolidates your stuff and ships it to you anywhere in the world, even here in China, saving you up to 80% of the shipping costs versus shipping things directly from the stores. Stackry provides free storage, same-day consolidation of your packages, and a tax-free U.S. address for you to use. This week's update on my own Stackry story is that Stackry has done all their packing consolidation magic now, and my streamlined package is beginning its journey all the way over here to me in Beijing. I'll update you as my Stackry story continues, and it's really easy to use their site and get yours started too. Sign up today via the link in the show notes and use the offer code BIGFISH, that's all one word run together, BIGFISH, at the checkout to save 10% off your first shipment. All right, now I hope you enjoy my interview with Nigula Babayeva. So I am here with Nigula Babayeva. Nigula, how are you?
I'm good, but could be better, of course.
Well, right. And so let's talk about the could be better part is probably related to the reason that we are having this conversation on Skype instead of in person, because we're both in Beijing. Why are we on Skype today?
Because of air pollution. I think the last time when it was 2013. Like this horrible pollution. It's more than 2,000 index, right?
It's totally insane. And I was here. My first trips to China were late 2013, and then I was back and forth a lot. I spent a lot of early 2014 here, and that was record breaking at the time. And so the Beyond Index, they were measuring it up to like 800, 900. This 2,000 business is, I've never experienced it. So this is insane. And to be fair, it is supposedly heavily due to this big sandstorm. But the fact is, the bottom line, so I'm not pointing a finger at anybody. I'm just saying that it's basically pretty unbreathable air right now. It's pretty horrible out there. So you decided to kind of hunker down at home, and I'm locked into my hermetically sealed office right now. But
hugging my air proofer right now.
That's everybody's best friend at times like these, I think. So my traditional first question, and I know some of the answers, but I definitely want to hear. You have a really fascinating story from all the pieces I know of it, and I'm excited to get into more details. So my first question is, please tell us the short version of who you are, where you're from, and for you, why China, and then we will get into all the details along the way.
Okay, cool. So as you know, my name is Nigula, and I'm from Azerbaijan. I'm here in Beijing for the last 2 years. And I moved here because of my MBA. I got the scholarship from Chinese government, was sponsored by them actually, to move here. And yeah, it was hard to do this decision because I was doing it myself without any support, like any support of my family or anyone else. That was tough decision, but I decided to step on it. Bought one-way ticket to nowhere without knowing the language.
Wow. So what was your life like growing up as a little girl? Did you think about traveling?
That was very hard to travel like alone. So I still remember actually myself lying on the roof of my family's countryside house. And when I was 15 years old, I was like always chasing those airplanes crossing our house.
Yeah.
And every time when I would see an airplane, I would say that, you know what, one day I would be on the board of one of these planes. And now when I am watching the sky during the day, I'm always chasing all the birds and only stars during the night.
And so you came here 2 years ago with no Chinese language.
Yeah, almost 2 years ago. And I suppose that like in every country, they will speak at least like basic English, Somehow I can find the way from airport to the university dorm.
Right.
But that wasn't possible at all.
Yeah. So how did you? Is that your adventure starts when you landed at the Beijing Capital Airport? Probably, right?
No, actually, it started before when I didn't tell anyone that I am moving to China.
Yeah.
When I bought one-way ticket, got 2 luggage, and moved.
Wow.
And next day, people knew that I'm actually not in my country.
You kind of escaped out the back door almost.
Yeah. I quitted the job. I got one-way ticket. I didn't tell anyone. And I just like, you know what? I'm going to do that.
What motivated that, either generally or specifically? That's a pretty giant decision.
It was always my dream to move somewhere else, like to different country and to live there, because I know that abroad there's like more opportunities than in Azerbaijan to do, like sports related, life related, career related, anything. And I felt like the city itself, like the capital, where everything is going on, the capital is Baku, it's like too small for me. I was like kind of, I don't know, I was drawing there.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, like, I'm going to do something with it. And there, one opportunity came. It was the wedding of my friend.
Mm-hmm.
And his wedding was in Hainan province. He invited me and our family friends to Hainan to celebrate the wedding. So we went there, and I was like very curious because his wife is Chinese and he's from Azerbaijan. And I was like curious how he made like to come to China, how he met her and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he told me about like scholarship opportunity that he got, and he was studying here and got the scholarship and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, send me the links. I'm very interested.
Yeah.
He was like, he never thought that I can do it. Like, just move. And so like, okay, I will. He just sent me the link and I applied the next day. And I was waiting for this opportunity. And the day before I got the email of being awarded the scholarship, I was drawing in the sea in the Caspian Sea.
Okay.
I was like almost dead.
Oh, really? You were?
Yes.
I misunderstood. So I thought you said you were rowing. You were drowning.
No, drowning. Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's not good.
Yeah. So I was like almost dead. I was
Wow.
very lucky to see my friend there. Like not to see, he was with me, and he was kind of motivating me. Like, what are you doing? Go up, because it was like a little bit. It wasn't just the normal beach, so it was a rocky part of the beach. And it was like stormy day. It was very hard to climb back,
Wow.
And yeah, I was like, I spent half day in the hospital. And then next day I got the email that I was awarded the scholarship from the Chinese government. And I was like super happy. It's like the second chance to start something new.
Yeah.
I was like, I have to do that. It's it's something special.
That's pretty amazing timing. You had a near-death experience, and the next day and of course, I've had a few I've had a few of those myself, and even if you haven't, dear listener, I mean, what we know about it is that you tend to re-examine everything in your life at that moment, and so the next day you get this news about the scholarship.
Yeah,
That had to feel like pretty amazing moment.
Yeah, that was like a gift, like I know that God was saying, I know that's something terrible that happened with you, but you know what? I am giving you a gift. It's your decision to move there or not.
That's fantastic.
So I was waiting for the moment to move. It's supposed to be in the end of the summer, and I told to my parents that you know what, guys, see what the world gave me, this opportunity that's very cool and stuff like that. But they wasn't that happy because they didn't want me to move abroad, because they know that if I will move, I will never come back. Because they always knew me, that inspiration side of me.
Yeah.
Trying to travel, to explore, to find something new, to be crazy, and adrenaline. Oh my God, it's it was always in me. Then I just quitted the job. I bought one-way ticket to Beijing, and I got my luggage, and I said, guys, I'm gonna do it.
Wow.
It should be something very special. Yeah, and that day I moved. The second part of the surprises started in Beijing.
Right.
When I didn't know the language.
You thought you could function in English,
yes.
But yeah. You tell your story. I've told mine plenty of times. You tell your story.
I was lucky to have the paper of the address of the university, so I just showed it to the taxi driver. And on the way to the university, I was sleeping halfway trying to control my driver because he was driving insane. I was super tired.
Yeah.
That day was doing so many things at the same time, trying to sleep for 5 minutes and then to control him because he almost crashed once. I was like, what are you doing? Where I am? That was yeah.
Yeah. So he was driving like a Beijing cab driver. In other words. They're not all that bad, but you occasionally you get somebody and you think,
yes,
this must be his last drive before retirement. And he's determined to try to take as many chances as possible. It can be a little scary.
Yeah, that was crazy. I think it was early in the morning, and he was kind of sleepy.
Yeah,
maybe that was the reason.
So he wasn't sharp.
He was trying to drive the car in the same time to turn and to take something from the back seat. I don't know, what are you doing?
Oh, okay. But so he managed to get you there alive. He got you there in one piece, and then you had to figure out where to go.
So I was alive in the end of this trip, and I got my luggage. Was trying to figure out where I have to go, and I was very lucky to find some foreigners. Of course, there's a lot of exchange students here, who speak Chinese as well. So they helped me to find out the reception area, to talk with people, to find my room. And here comes the third part of the surprises.
Okay.
Mainly when I'm trying to book the hotel or something, I try to choose the highest floor, because of the view and stuff like that.
Okay.
That girly things. And I said, okay, give me the 6th floor. They had only 6th floor buildings. And I said, okay, and I hope that they have the how it calls
an elevator.
Elevator.
If you're telling me that the 6th floor is the highest floor, I already know the answer to that question. I knew where you're going with this. Yeah, not so much.
But they didn't have the elevator,
right.
So imagine 2 heavy luggage I was carrying to the 6th floor. I came to my room. It was very messy. It was just, I don't know how to explain, very cheap hostel kind of room. That how it calls dusty or
yeah,
very dusty room. I was like, what I am doing here? But
what did I do?
Yeah.
Was this just for you to get situated, or was this meant to be your home?
It's supposed to be my home, but after I like made it really like home. I think the home is where like you really feel you're comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You can fix everything to your own, and now I really feel very good in this room. I still live here because
Oh, okay.
I'm still
You're in the same
yeah
place.
I'm still doing my MBA, but I'm almost done. I'm almost graduated.
Well, so tell us what MBA program are you in?
It's international MBA program at the International University of Business and Economics.
Mm-hmm.
It's mainly like kind of networking program.
Okay.
Like here are a lot of students from different countries with different background. Someone has their own business. Others are managers. The rest is just students who finished bachelor degree. Like it depends actually.
Right. But the program itself is taught in English.
Yes, but by Chinese teachers, professors.
Was there anything specific about this program, or was it really more of, you referred to this by your friend who got married to the girl from Hainan. Was it was there anything specific about getting an MBA that was appealing, or was it the idea that this sounds like a great adventure and a way to kickstart whatever's next?
For me, it was just a way to move.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't actually need MBA degree because I was already working in Big Four back home in Ernst & Young. But I was looking for something new. Like, I am always open to explore, like, to explore something new. So I said, like, why not? I like networking. That's why I used to work in Glow. So I was like doing PR.
Mm-hmm.
I like,
and that's a
talk with
popular
people.
restaurant, and there's also a related fitness
CrossFit zone,
studio,
yes.
CrossFit studio here in Beijing.
Yes.
And you said you were working Big Four accounting. Were you an accountant back in Azerbaijan?
Yeah, I was working in Ernst & Young for 3 years. I was an external auditor.
Okay.
So, yeah, actually, that's what I am doing right now. I work in Volkswagen, but I'm internal auditor.
Oh, okay.
I came back to my roots.
Nice. So that's pretty great that you can do that and pursue your MBA. Let's talk a little bit about your martial arts and your gymnastics. Your athletics career. Why don't you tell me where the let's not get into the punchline right away. What is your relationship with athletics? When did you realize that was something you had a talent for and a passion for?
I have to say thank you to my parents, like, because I started to do sport when I was just like 6 years old. I started with gymnastics, so I'm like former gymnast, and I'm also former dancer. I competed in different countries, so I have that flexibility of the body that actually helped me in Kung Fu, because when I was doing it's called Wushu Taolu. So the style of Kung Fu I used to do it was Wushu Taolu.
Okay.
And in Wushu Taolu you really need to be flexible. So I wasn't professional. I was doing for myself because like I really like it. And one of the days, like, my coach told me, like, I think you are ready for the competition. Like, what? I didn't mean to compete or something. I was doing it for myself.
Yeah.
And then they said they have a trip to the Shaolin Temple region. So they have a competition there, and like it's international Asian Kung Fu competition.
Mm-hmm.
And like a lot of people, like professionals, masters all around Asia, they are coming to this event, like specifically to this event, to meet each other, to exchange the skills and just to have fun,
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I said like, okay, it's a new adventure for me. Another adventure. I like adventures. I like to travel. I haven't been in that part, so let's go. So I went there. I made an opening event. Like I made an opening ceremony. And then I said, okay, I'm going to the hotel. They're like, no, your name is in the competition list.
What?
I said, no, but we didn't agree on that. You said you will just do the opening part. And they're like, okay, guys, okay, let's do it. So yeah, and then I competed. I was like super excited. I was like very nervous, but at the same time, like, I don't know, I was very excited. So I took part and I performed very well. And I was really shocked when they gave me the third place.
Yeah, you won third place in your category. That is incredible.
Thank you.
And you weren't even thinking, you thought you were taking part in this opening.
Yeah,
which
I did an opening as well.
Which now was that basically demonstrating some forms, but it wasn't competing against someone? What was the opening, basically?
The opening itself, it was about just to say hi to everyone.
Oh, okay. So it's opening ceremony with standing on the stage.
Yeah, just the opening ceremony.
Making comments.
On the stage. And everyone is coming there to show what they can do. And I was using my gymnastics as well.
Right.
Just to be at least on the same level with the like intermediate level, because it's like really hard to get it. Like people are training for more than 2-3 years to be flexible, to be, into that kind of sport. And I just came like training for several months and doing the competition. So it was like, it was scary.
That's incredible though, because you won third place in this. So maybe tell me a little bit more about your martial arts background, if any, prior to that event, and then kind of the road that it's led you down ever since, because I understand that you have a lot of different interests in that world now.
Before I used to do Wushu Sanda for around 1 year. That actually also helped me a lot for doing Wushu Taolu and to compete. And actually right now I'm training in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And I'm having a championship in the end of April. I still have 1 more month to get to the level closer to the competition, but I really like to challenge myself. I know that I am not going to win there, really, really win, but I want to lose, to feel how it is to lose. And what I like about Jiu-Jitsu, it helps you to be focused and be ready that you have to do everything step by step. So you have to have the patience to everything. You cannot win in 2 months, of course, but I don't know, it's one of the things that I really need in my life, to challenge myself. Without the challenges, my life is not the real life. I don't like to exist. I like to, to live, to feel it.
I think that's a great way to approach it. I'm envious of your passion for what you're doing. What do you see as the overall goal of all of this? Do you see martial arts being a big focus for your life moving forward?
Yeah, I like martial arts. That's what I said. It helps you to be focused. It helps you to analyze the situation. And one of the reasons why I like jiu-jitsu is you should find the way to get out of this specific situation you are in. So you are analyzing the situation. You are trying to find different strategies to compete, to win your opponent, And I want really to get deeper into the martial arts.
Do you see yourself continuing to work, for instance, in the accounting world while you pursue your martial arts, or do you think you're going to maybe make some career change again, or is it too early to say?
Oh, that's a nice question. I was going to tell you about that. While I was studying here for the last 2 years, I was working in Glow, so as a PR manager, as I told you before, and I really miss that business lifestyle. Like I always was doing sport and in always sport mood. I was like feeling that I really need to go back to the business, and to have that business style mixed with the sports style. I like the mixture of it, like to be, in the morning to be business lady, and in the evening to be, badass girl that's gonna smash everyone.
Wow, that's funny. Well, what do you? Yeah, and I haven't been there, but I know. I mean, Glow's kind of unique in the fact that it's.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about Glow, actually, since we brought this up. I'd rather hear it from you.
They are really good friends of mine. One of the founders is Shirley, and she's also doing, like, she's very good in yoga, and she's very creative and just amazing person. Yeah, the Glow is the combination of healthy lifestyle. So they have a restaurant, like actually a branch, like different restaurants all around the Beijing. And they also have a CrossFit box, like we call it box. It's like actually gym, CrossFit gym.
Right.
And they're actually changing the lifestyle of people. They are trying to not just, just to train them, like just the sessions, but actually to change the people with different classes. Like it's not only CrossFit. They also have yoga for athletes. Shirley herself, she's also taking part in triathlon. So she's like very good aware about, that sores and pains all around the body. So she tries to help people, to help athletes to get into the shape, to learn and to feel your body. That's the goal of Glow. Actually, she's like very good mentor of me. She taught me a lot. So she's also a business lady in the morning and badass in the evening.
So Shirley has been a great mentor to be able to show you how you can integrate these two very different parts of yourself. How do you see you using your martial arts practice specifically to help you both in your business and in your life kind of moving forward? Or do you see it, I mean, you obviously want to integrate it. Do you see a way that one helps the other?
Martial arts is like very good skill for self-defense. I'm traveling a lot. I'm traveling alone. So from one hand, it's like very good self-defense. From the second hand, is like from the other hand, it helps you to be better in analytics. And actually, that's what I need in my work.
So have you thought about any kind of film or TV opportunities, or have you had anything else kind of come your way as a result of being here with your special skills?
Oh, that would be amazing. I really like to be in the camera. Actually, I got the proposal to represent the brand, the sport brand, in China, and I'm super excited about that.
Nice. You'll have to keep me posted. I will. After the episodes come out, I when things pop up, I will sometimes send out social media blasts to update people on what guests have been doing before. So
for sure.
Yeah. So as we sort of wrap it up here, what would you say has been the biggest adjustment for you being in China? Or how has China helped you grow and change most?
That was I always was looking for, and China actually gave me an opportunity to grow, to get better networking, to be a better person, to find and to be surrounded with people I really wanted to be surrounded, like very interesting and different people. I do believe that gravitating towards the future is the best way. I know that even my gear is not the best. I prefer to risk and go toward the way which shows east.
Awesome. Nigula, it's really nice to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you a lot for the invitation. It was my pleasure.
All right, that's the show this week. I do hope that you enjoyed that. Don't forget to find out more about Nigula or anything else we talked about in the show pretty much. You can check out the links in the show notes. Thanks again for listening, and I'll see you next week.